This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning. Prime Minister Davis decrying dirty politics. Says he also hopes for more PLP MPs. And a spike in suicides could be linked to trauma from Dorian and COVID-19. That's Dr. David Allen saying that. In our interview, we're talking about a 5K coming up, if you're looking forward to a 5K. And in our business hour, Long Island. What's that all about? That's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Chester Robards, filling in for Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Wednesday, April 30th, last day of the month in 2025. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. I'm Chester Robards, filling in for Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Deandra Cartwright will be joining me again. But first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while you were sleeping and the top national and international headlines this morning.
Wake up, wake up.
And in the overnight, Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis said yesterday he wants to see more women in Parliament, but expressed concern that the, quote, feral nature of Bahamian politics deters them from getting involved. He said, quote, the challenge with our politics is it has become feral, that it's so feral that it drives away not just good women, but good men as well. So a good amount shy away from the dirt and mudslinging that they hear. It has always been my wish to see how we could clean this up. And as the Bahamas grapples with a recent spike in suicides, leading psychiatrist Dr. David Allen said the increase could be related to lingering trauma from major hurricanes and the coronavirus pandemic. Though Allen said psychologists have yet to determine the exact cause behind the increase in suicides, associations between the incidents can be observed. Well, the trial of a man accused of killing babies begins. A man accused of killing a baby and trying to kill his parents turned himself into police, the jury heard yesterday. Anton Davis is on trial for the August 28, 2017 murder of 8-month-old Shelton Tinker Jr. and attempted murders of Shelton Tinker Sr. and Jeffrina Sweeting. The charges stem from a shooting at the victim's home on Rupert Dean Lane in New Providence. Davis, who is on remand, has denied the allegations at his trial before Justice Neil Brathwaite. And former Minister of Health Dr. Dwayne Sands yesterday accused the Davis administration of failing to take care of Bahamian nurses and pushing them away from the country. Sands said the government should prioritize making the country self-sufficient in nursing. Overseas, Trump marking his first day in office and is already in campaign mode, focuses on grudges and grievances. Tuesday was President Donald Trump's 100th day in his second term, yet he spent much of his rally marking it in campaign mode, fixated on past grudges and grievances. He repeatedly mocked his Democratic predecessor, Joe Biden, attacking his mental acuity and even how he appears in a bathing suit. He again uttered the lie that he won the 2020 presidential election, and he attacked polling and news coverage not favorable to him. And Trump again and again returned to immigration, his signature issue, at the rally that marked his largest political event since returning to the White House, boasting about his administration's mass deportation efforts that have sent arrests for illegal crossings across the U.S.-Mexico border plummeting. And American businesses are canceling orders from China, postponing expansion plans, and hunkering down to see what trade policy surprises President Donald Trump plans to spring on them next. The president's massive and unpredictable taxes on imports seem likely to mean emptier shelves and higher prices for American shoppers perhaps within weeks. And the higher costs and paralyzing uncertainty could exact an economic toll. U.S. consumers are in the biggest funk since COVID-19 hit 5 years ago, and economists say recession risks are climbing. Let's take a look at sports now. Shavano, Buddy, healed, and defense are words that you wouldn't normally hear in the same sentence together, but after what could be considered a game-changing effort on that side of the ball on Tuesday, his coach was prompted to give defensive credit to the Bahamian star. The Golden State Warriors held off the Houston Rockets 109-106 at Chase Center in San Francisco, California on Tuesday to take a 3-1 lead in their National Basketball Association Western Conference first-round playoff series. Warriors head coach Steve Kerr said afterwards that Heal's defense played a key role in an 18-1 scoring run to open the third quarter, which changed the trajectory of the game. The Warriors trailed 57-50 at the half, but went on to lead 68-58 just 4.5 minutes into the third. And from April 11th to the 18th, a vibrant group of junior golfers and enthusiastic parents from the Bahamas journeyed to Trinidad and Tobago for a week that blended elite junior golf with cultural exploration and community building. The trip was part of a growing partnership between 14 golf clubs, Golf Academy, and Irvin Golf Academy, and it delivered an unforgettable experience both on and off the course. And the University of the Bahamas Mingo's men's soccer team continued their unbeaten streak, extending it to 4 games on the strength of Ronaldo Green's hat trick in their 3-1 win over the Inter 17 FC at the Roscoe A.L. Davies soccer field on Sunday. The win keeps UB at the top of the Bahamas Men's Soccer League Division 1 with 10 points. They have a 3-1-0 win-loss draw record with 1 game remaining. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Let's take a look at weather. And in your weather, a stationary front across the central Bahamas will continue to produce widely scattered showers as it weakens over the area through tonight. Moderate to fresh winds will continue throughout the islands, while high pressure and a more stable air mass builds across the Bahamas. The cold front will pull away from our area, and high pressure will become the dominant feature across the Bahamas into the weekend. The persistent surface trough east of the Bahamas will continue to generate sea swells along our Atlantic coastlines, maintaining the risk of rip currents along our eastern shores. Beachgoers are advised to exercise caution along Atlantic exposures due to the risk of rip currents. The public should wear sun protective clothing, sunscreen and sunglasses during peak sunshine hours, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., as very high extreme UV indices are expected. For the northern Bahamas, partly cloudy and breezy, fair tonight, 10% chance of a shower. Winds easterly at 15 to 20 knots, falling 10 to 15 knots tonight. Your high temperature 82 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 70 degrees Fahrenheit. For the northwest Bahamas, partly cloudy and breezy, fair tonight, a 10% chance of a shower. Winds east-northeast at 15 to 20 knots. Your temperatures, your high 84 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 73 degrees Fahrenheit. For the central Bahamas, a mix of sun and clouds, becoming partly cloudy tonight. 10 to 30% chance of showers, chances greater along the front. Winds northeast at 15 to 20 knots, your high temperature 84 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 75 degrees Fahrenheit. And for the southeast Bahamas, weather partly sunny, becoming fair tonight, a 10% chance of a shower. Winds northeasterly at 15 to 20 knots, your high temperature 86 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 77 degrees Fahrenheit. That's your look at weather. We'll have an extended look coming up just in a bit. When we come back, we're discussing some of the day's top stories. That's when Morning Blend continues here on Guardian Radio 96.9, home of fresh news and smart talk all day.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Looking to elevate your gadget game, or are tech troubles simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows, or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Caves Village, or call 396-1100.
Since 1989, Joker's Wild Comedy Club has been the heart of laughter in the Bahamas. But now an era is coming to a close.
Get ready for my guy, comedian Tommy Davidson.
Tommy Davidson, along with featured comedian Kurt Green and house comedian Naughty. Don't miss your last chance to experience the magic. May 20th to the 25th, Joker's Wild Comedy Club. Admission $50. Get your tickets now at Atlantis, Bahamas/events.
Let's face it, life is hard, but your healthcare doesn't have to be. Give yourself peace of mind with LAMP plans at Doctors Hospital. Sign up today and enjoy the low-cost advantage. Get up to $5,000 in credit limit for non-covered services and 2 free nutritional consultations. Choose your plan today by visiting doctorshosp.com/lamp. We make healthcare easy.
Do you have uncontrollable debt? Are you ready to make that move to Fidelity for a stress-free future? These loans have a built-in savings plan that pays you unbeatable interest. Ask about our debt consolidation loans today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
This April, Duncan is spreading awareness and support for autism awareness. Did you know that autism affects 1 in 54 children? It is so important to show our support, and you can show your support by grabbing a signature blue donut from any Duncan location during April. Join us in raising awareness and support for REACH and the Seahorse Institute. Duncan, fueling communities one blue donut at a time. The Bahamas runs on Duncan.
Welcome to Beauty Boutique. It's 20% off cash purchases today.
This fits perfectly. So does this, but I don't have enough cash.
Are you a CIBC Caribbean client?
I sure am.
Well, just first pay me.
Now we're talking. Can I try these shoes too?
For quick transfer with just an email, mobile number, or QR code, use First Pay from CIBC Caribbean. Visit CIBCCaribbean.com/ways to bank for more information.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
At Cleveland Clinic, care is everything. So when your primary purpose is to care for the world, you'd start with your community until you're accessible anywhere. You make complexities your specialties and put compassion before anything else, all to redefine what's possible. For everyone, everywhere. For every care in the world. Cleveland Clinic.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We're streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the radio app for your smart devices and on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 or BTC Flow Channel 612. We're on social media. Again, I'm Chester Robards. Deandra Cartwright should be joining me soon. You can text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC. Text us at 422-GR96. That's 422-4796. Standard text rates to apply. You can also call us 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. You can call us toll-free from the Family Islands, 242-300-5720. Also coming up this morning, more weather and traffic, and we have business news coming up in Morning Blend Business. But first, it's time to talk about what's in the news. And in the news, the headline in the Nassau Guardian, the Prime Minister decries dirty politics. Very interesting story. Very, very interesting story. Let's read some of it. Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis said yesterday he wants to see more women in Parliament, but expressed concern that the, quote, feral nature of Bahamian politics deters them from getting involved. The challenge with our politics is that it has become so feral that it drives away not just good women, but good men as well. So a good amount shy away from the dirt and the mudslinging that they hear, and it has always been my wish to see how we could clean this up. Whoa. Ahead of the 2021 election, the Progressive Liberal Party nominated 7 women, all of whom won seats in the 39-seat parliament. Davis said he has hopes to improve upon the numbers. He said, I would like to see as many as I could have for them to come forward and for them to be able to win the hearts and minds of the electorate in the constituency they would wish to run. For me, it's not just about women candidates, it's about somebody who is willing to step forward, and the gender doesn't matter to me, but yes, I would like to see more females become part of it. As you know, my government has an unprecedented number of women in parliamentary affairs and in leadership roles. Bamboo Town MP Patricia DeVoe, who is also the Speaker of the House, said that while she would like to see each of the major parties field a minimum of 15 women candidates in the next election, she understands the hesitation of some women to be involved. She said, quote, "You're attacked from all fronts, so I believe women are taking more of a step back because of those attacks, because when you have families, it really impacts them." The National Guardian reported in March on a survey on women in Bahamian politics, which was completed by researcher William J. Fielding of the University of the Bahamas at the request of the Department of Gender and Family Affairs. That survey found that there is a perception issue that will need to be overcome before a woman can lead the Bahamas, and the first group to have confidence in a woman that can be prime minister may be the female group. The perception that politics is a, quote, dirty game was most commonly considered as being a reason that put women off entering politics, the researcher also stated. Fielding observed, quote, "We might surmise that respondents consider women to lack the ability to make hard decisions and be successful in the discussion which takes place behind closed doors." Of note is that female respondents saw campaign finances as being a barrier for women. This suggests that it is harder for women than men to attract financial support to enter politics. A reason for this may be that most respondents thought that society lacked the confidence in women to lead. The results showed that 69.1% of men and 69.7% of women concluded that politics is seen as a dirty game. 43.5% of women and 28.9% of men said women's lack of interest in political leadership is a result of a lack of campaign financing. As it relates to the reasons for the Bahamas not having a woman prime minister, 82% of females and 67% of males said it's because of a lack of confidence in a woman's ability to lead. Well, there you have it kind of in a nutshell. That is the whole story I read. There's another headline in the paper on the front page this morning. SANS, government pushing nurses away. And I think this ties in interestingly to the lead story about dirty politics, right? Former Minister of Health, Dr. Dwayne Sands, yesterday accused the Davis administration of failing to take care of Bahamian nurses and pushing them away from the country. Sands said the government should prioritize making the country self-sufficient in nursing. The Free National Movement chairman was responding to a recent protest by the Bahamas Nurses Union, which accused the government of neglecting nurses. The BNU was outraged that the government hired 40 nurses and 10 doctors from Ghana, while some Bahamian nurses are still waiting for their appointments from 2023. BNU President Muriel Lightbourne said it was a slap in the face to the nurses. Sands said, quote, "It is unreasonable to expect somebody to work, not for weeks, not for months, but for years, and not be paid, and that the excuse is that your paperwork is incomplete. These persons are fully expected to show up, they're fully expected to work in conditions that are less than ideal, and you wonder why Bahamian nurses are leaving the country in droves. This is particularly annoying, upsetting, disturbing when you look at the comfortable settings that nurses from other countries are provided." It ought to be a priority of this country to be self-sufficient in nursing. It ought to be a priority of this country that we are not losing nurses left, right, and center, in large part not because they are being lured into other jurisdictions, but because we are pushing them away. This kind of behavior on behalf of the government and its agencies is pushing nurses away. And he says, while you may temporarily fix the problem, he means of nursing shortages, I guess, by going to Ghana or the Philippines or to India or wherever, until you can solve the problem that makes it possible for us to be self-sufficient, meaning to staff our healthcare facilities with Bahamian nurses, this is going to be a continuous problem. Right. So we got one story talking about dirty politics. We got another story doing what I think is leaving out the bigger picture, which is something politicians do when they're trying to make a point against the party in power. So while I'm sure nothing has improved within the public health care system, we see Dr. San saying it's pushing nurses away, while nothing has vastly improved within the public health care system that might convince nurses to stay. Well, nobody who's been a minister of health, and Dr. Dwayne Sands has been a minister of health, has really fixed the system. And we had a nurse call in yesterday who's saying for 35 years, the problem that these nurses are having now has been happening since she was a nurse. And she doesn't live here anymore, right? So I think when we're making comments about certain things, we got to remember to add some history and some context and not just try to kind of make it about the government right now of the day, because this has been happening for a very long time. And I wouldn't necessarily call that dirty politics. I mean, that's playing, the way your party is supposed to play, I guess, by making it about the problems the party in power is causing. But you got to be fair about it, I think, to the Bahamian people who may know better that, things haven't changed in years. And for years, Bahamian nurses have been leaving to find, a little semblance of sanity in healthcare by leaving the public healthcare system. So let's take this call. This call coming in already. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Morning, Jester.
Morning. How you doing?
Everything all right?
Good.
Listen, this grab me boy, GNN.
Mm-hmm.
You said everything what I wanted to say, basically in a nice way. You know what I mean? Because Twin Sons and Dr. What do you name? Minnis should be the last two to open their mouth with anything pertaining to the hospital and upgrades or whatever the case may be, or it being the way it is. Because I remember during COVID, as a matter of fact, there are several nurses right now who work COVID, young nurses who work COVID and has yet to be paid under them.
Wow.
Those nurses didn't get paid yet. He had asked Dr. Dwayne said how much nurses and doctors he let go when they was having the strike thing under them during the COVID thing. Ask him how much.
Mm-hmm.
They really take Bahamian people for donkeys, man.
Yeah.
Almost as if we don't remember nothing. You remember the amount of times those nurses had to go out by the 66 steps to protest under Dwayne Sands?
Mm-hmm. And doctors.
What kind of nonsense is this, man? And then I ain't letting the PLP get up either.
No.
Because they just as bad.
Exactly.
Not one thing just has been done to that hospital. Even the, I almost say something just now, even the kitchen and the cafeteria closed down from rats and things. What they talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Huh? We going on dialysis chairs with broke down.
Wow.
Broke down. It's like a whole car. You hoping it start every day. Coming home with all kind of headache and side effect and thing off them chairs. Wow. And we've been screaming from government administration to please change those chairs. What done expire a long time. Wow. What they talking about, Chester?
Me and you trying.
But I hope the Bahamian people are waking up and seeing past this nonsense. What they talking about women in politics. What they do with they people, they new people. They bring the new people in to show face the election, and then when the election over, they sack them. They push them aside.
Mm-hmm.
What they talking about? Anyway, Chester, someone else won't get in. Thanks for taking my call.
All right, appreciate you. Yeah, and so we got the Prime Minister talking about hoping to see a change in the feral nature of Bahamian politics. But that's been all of your MOs for years. You could have been the change that you wanted to see a long time ago. I'm confused. You know, you hear the Speaker of the House, speaking like this, talking about why women don't get into politics, but it's all like this big kind of game that they play, and the playbook has not changed in years. None of them have changed it. Then the Speaker of the House, we saw Speaker of the House, Housen Moutri, quit his party because I think he thought that his job was affected by being a part of a party, being put in a seat like the Speaker of the House that should be impartial by a party. And you cannot, with good conscience, as the Speaker of the House, talk about, all of this party politics stuff and how dirty a game it is. If some people, when they see you sit in the chair, think that your actions and rulings are unfair, and some people watch the House of Assembly and think that you do favor one side of the aisle, right? But that's because she's a PLB, and you've had speakers of the House who sat in the chair who were F&M, who favored their side of the aisle, right? Is it right? No, of course it's not. But that's politics. So it's a game that they all play, and I don't understand why now we calling it a dirty game and saying it's feral. But y'all made it feral. Y'all been in public life as long as I've been alive. Some longer. It's your feral system. It's your dirty political system. Nobody's changed it. So when you talk about wanting to see it change, who's going to change it? Are you going to be the change that you want to see? And I hate that phrase. I swear it's been overplayed so much. But will you? I mean, you can't say it any other way. And I can't think of any other way right now. Right? How do you come out and say it now? Right? Question and answer time in the House of Assembly. Y'all didn't do it. We're not going to do it. Or we're just not going to answer questions. Is that fair? Does that make sense? It's politics. And it's not unique to the Bahamas. So I'm not saying we could just get rid of it. It's politics, right? That's all we know about politics. For heaven's sake, in some countries, they got their political opponents locked up before an election. Steal elections. Thank God we have fair elections here. But politics just dirty and nasty, and we don't fix it. We see nice pictures of them at regattas sitting together and laughing, playing dominoes. But when it comes to when they put on their colors, they're punching below the belt all day. I don't get it. Politics is what it is. And unless you say all of us going to change our ways, and chairmen of parties are going to stop talking reckless about other parties and the people in other parties, and stop talking reckless about their own people in their own parties, then, what are you gonna, what's the point of having the conversation? Because you're gonna start to change it? No idea. Let's take this call coming in. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Chester. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm fine. Chester, I have a lot of fans, and I know a lot of people. And 80% of people who are in Parliament, I don't know. I know a lot of people.
Yeah.
And according to our law, half of the members of Parliament shouldn't be paid our salary. They haven't declared, senior civil servants haven't declared, and it's wrong. And let me ask you all young people, right? Because I just call you all the independence babies, and I did 73 behemoths. You all are the real behemoths. See, I go on, God save the king now. And, let me ask you a question. What the politicians there, FNPFP, can tell the real behemoths this time? What they tell? I can talk to all. I got a hard question for them. Treason is dead by hanging on our books. We need to hang some politicians and hang some seniors. See, it looks like when you do wrong in this country, you get rewarded, man. So let me put and say, if you all don't fight fit, then you all don't deserve to have it. All these kids and land themselves, we can take we can take this back, We can have a land registry act. You understand? See, I listened to the Canadian Prime Minister spoke yesterday. You know what he's saying? Chester, I can make Canada great for good for Canadians. I can build houses. I can have free medical care. Our politicians don't talk this kind of talk,
No.
And as a small business person, at least Chester, they used to give us a TCC for 6 months. Now, every 3 months, inconvenience us. If I can get my license for a whole year, why can't I get the TCC for 6 months? Huh? Yeah. All they did, these people hate to make people look like Michael Halkitis and Simon Wilson. They sit down with the Prime Minister, let's find a way to tax them here. We paying all these taxes and I don't get nothing from the government. Foreigners come get free land. Foreigners get everything in this country free. They're selling the passport. They're selling everything in this country. They're selling. Call back all them justice. Please take back some license from these people. They're destroying our country. The Bahamas is one of the richest countries in the world. And my people hating. Hear my voices? Stop saying. Huh? Build a brown hospital, go 10-story helicopter landing pad. That's this country. Huh? We getting tired, man. We need people stop being passive. Stop taking these shakes. Tell them come with money, $5,000, $10,000. Because when they get in power, they ain't want to see all no more, That's all I got to say right now because I want to hard.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for taking my call.
What can you do? What can you do? Everything sets you off in this country. When you hear people talk like this, when you look at Princess Margaret Hospital, you had a beautiful new section built. Then you started a construction on a accident emergency section that's been under construction for the PLP been in for 4 years, maybe 6 almost. Someone could correct me if I'm wrong. What? You could build 3 houses in 6 years? Let's not talk about the other construction projects that have been going on for 2 decades. Let's take this other call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend. Caller, you there? Yes. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Hello.
Yes.
Hey, good morning, Chester.
Hey, morning.
I was off the JJ. Enough respect to GNN, former schoolmate of mine. Chester, when you speak, I just listen, because, I kind of get carried away with emotions when I speak, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the hardest subject for me in school was the English language, right? And so, when I realized, Chester, the word feral, right, means wild, right?
Yep.
So just to make a little joke, maybe the politicians need to be domesticated. and as it relates to the woman in politics, we have some great women. We can name them. We had Janet, Miss Boswick. I love that lady. And Loretta, I love that lady. Glennis, I love that. I just like them. But what happens is with politics, you see, women are kind of different from us. They are not as vicious, and more often than not, they are less. Politics is a dirty game. So, if you read philosophy, you even in some of Machiavelli's narratives, right? You know that politics really is not for nice people. So, you understand? You know that, right, Chester?
Julius Caesar could tell you that.
Yeah, but and what I'm saying, and I started recently. I was reading a lot of Machiavellian narratives, and I agree with most of them. But sometimes, it isn't good to be too nice. Even as like being nice to people, like every time somebody asks you for something, doing that, I try to find a way to avoid that because people would take advantage. I've seen friends do it. I've seen people do it. People come and borrow money from you and they run the story and then you don't see them. So I get it. You understand what I'm saying, Chester?
Yeah.
But we all poor, but you borrow money from an ex-poor man, but you don't want to pay him. So it's the same in politics and it's related to the hospital. I would like to just put a suffix there, piddle, to get us get rid of the horse, all right? You understand me, Chester? Let me express myself. I'm crazy, right? Just call it piddle. And then let's look at the years and years of neglect. See, GNN reminded us, and so and something you said is very important, Chester. That's why I said years ago on the radio, if you follow the words of a politician, historically or chronologically, you will see the BS in a lot of their narratives that is basically just hot air. Even in the narratives about climate change, the narratives you expose about the hospital, all of them are guilty of deception. Remember now, deception is a tool in their tool bag. You know, we have to go by what we observe. And so when we look at the piddle, you know, we see the multi-trillion-dollar operation at A&E hasn't been opened up yet. We see the gross neglect. A caller from the Grove, a gentleman called and gave a good idea to Dwight some time back, I think, a week or two ago, and he was talking about the new proposed Coconut Grove Clinic, right?
Mm-hmm.
That I just saw appeared all of a sudden. I live in the Grove, but I just found out at the same time as everybody else. But now the gentleman said that in order to get rid of some of the problem with beds at the PMH, they could have made that clinic a multi-story complex for some reason, however it be. But, you know, I thought it was a great idea, but no town hall meeting, but just the clinic appeared, and some got ensnared. So what I'm saying is just in the run-up to elections, what we must realize is the government has the taxpayers' a cookie jar at hand to use against us. Am I right or wrong, Chester?
No, you're right.
They're spending our money for their political gain. And so what I'm saying is that certain implementations will show you that a lack of certain implementations will rather show that they're not interested in us. And healthcare really shows you that they don't care. I mean, you know that, Chester, you're wise enough to know about words, sounds, and power, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
The word advanced. They have advanced health clinic. Now, Chester, you know your brethren looking to see if it's really going to be advanced.
Of course.
So I can stand a chance. But, you know, I'm not looking to be around forever with the dawn of transhumanism, which is to drive man away from God. Mm-hmm. Which technology is is incrementally socially doing, Chester, driving man away from God. Go and read the narratives, man. Please put this out to the public. Fools. See, I'm an imbecile sometimes, but not all the time, Chester. Give thanks.
Appreciate you. Let me read some of these text messages before we lose some time. I see a call coming to you. Excuse me, more women. The Prime Minister needs to get rid of these set we have in the House of Assembly because they only all about photo ops. Well, 6 of the 7 that there. My MP, who's supposed to be the Minister of GP, is the worst MP in the history of the Bahamas, and she's getting voted out. Okay. It says, yes, Ginger Moxie will be the first domino to fall in 2026. Say they want their vote back. Okay, well, that's the way you feel. This person says, Farrell, he listened to Fred Mitchell for the past 4 years, ? This person says, good morning, Chester. You know what's so funny? Dr. Dwayne Sands will say anything to get in power, because when they was in Parliament, the nurses went through worse problems than what they're going through. Both parties have our people going through an revolving, you mean, I guess. We really need new leadership in this country, and I'm not a COI because that's the first thing these trolls say. Yeah. This person says maybe he should ask actual women why they're not involved in politics and the former women politicians why they left. This person says Chester studies show that women engage in gossip at higher. You know what? I'm not reading that. So Chester, every nurse was paid under COVID. The caller does not know what he is talking about. If they could be paid under COVID, we can be paid now. Every nurse was paid under COVID. I don't know. He say he know a couple who still waiting for money, so it is what it is. Good day, like GNN said, ask them about the amount of doctors and nurses they let go during COVID. I'm one of those doctors. Ask Sands what he told junior doctors in 2014 about working for government. He said, quote, if you don't have a postgraduate degree, you look for a different line of work. Wait tables or drive a taxi. Well, I don't know if he said that or not. Darville is no different. He's just doing what we doing with food security, with healthcare. Instead of strengthening the system by investing in local human resource, you are importing healthcare from abroad. Shame on FNM and PLP playing politics while the people suffer. Okay. Good morning, Chester. I don't know what PM Davis is talking about. More women in leadership during that convention when Hannah Martin contested him for leader of the PLP. He didn't even allow her to speak. Davis and Minnis will go down as 2 worst prime ministers ever. Okay, well, that's how you feel. Let's take a call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Good morning, Chester.
Good morning.
Yeah, I would like to address the comments about Tahiti, politics Tahiti. I hear 52 say politics is dirty. Politics is not dirty in my view. people in politics are dirty. And the most nasty, vile things are said about politicians. If you look at social media and you see the comments and you see the accusation these people say about these politicians who were well-respected people before they get into politics. They were head of the church board. They were big thing into civil society, but soon as you get in politics, the attacks starts. And I think you got Bahamian people just nasty towards each other. And it all started in 2017. I think 2017 was the most nasty, defamatory election run in the history of this country. And also the Prime Minister, and I don't hold no brief for the Prime Minister. If you look at the Prime Minister political career and his utterance in Parliament, out of Parliament, I don't think the Prime Minister has ever uttered a nasty or offensive word against anyone, private citizen or politician. And I think I say that without any fear of contradiction. And this nastiness comes from Bahamians in general. Let's not put it in politics. Because I own this radio. I call this radio station, this is my third time. And Grammy Boy, he basically attacked me, called me a troll simply because I call in and I have a different opinion than him. I think if anyone is a troll, he is a troll. I'm not a chronic caller. This is my third time. And I've been listening for years and years. And I say, I may as well call in.
Are you a party supporter of a particular party?
Definitely a party supporter. I support the PLP.
Okay.
And I say that publicly without shame. And I think anyone should be able to say who they support, whether it's the PLP, FNM, COI, independence, without any backlash.
Absolutely.
But when you say you're a PLP supporter, everyone attack you like it's something wrong, it's something dirty to be a PLP.
Are there any things that you think the PLP in this administration is getting wrong?
I don't think so. They're
getting everything right.
I won't say they're getting everything right, but I think they're doing a great job under the circumstances they meet the country in. They're doing a great job. As far as I'm concerned, they was able to restart the economy. They was able to put people back to work. And like the IMF said, the Bahamas economy, the Prime Minister did a remarkable job growing the economy because their projection, I think the government exceeded their projection. And everything is not 100% right, but under the world economy, the Bahamas is doing a good job. I just saw in the Guardian, actually, that the growth is going to be even higher than was predicted. So I think the government is doing a great job governing the country. Okay. And I will never say they're doing everything right, but they're doing a good job.
Okay.
And I try to be fair and impartial.
Yeah.
And I tell you straight up, I'm a PLP supporter. And it seems like every day people come just to criticize the government. They don't give the government no credit for actually nothing. If you listen to some people, the government have done nothing right since they came to power. You know what I mean?
That's because some people really just can't be honest with themselves about those things. But I'm glad you said that you don't think everything. But I would love if you could list the things, but we don't have time for that right now.
Yeah, man. But I'm glad you engaged me, and I really, really appreciate it because, like I say, this is my third time calling in because I tired hearing the people, the critics. And if you dare disagree with them, oh man, after I hang up, you definitely hear people criticize me, call me a troll, call me names, simply because of my view.
Yeah.
And like I say, the nastiness comes from Bahamians in general,
Yeah.
not just in politics. Bahamian people are nasty, and they are nasty based on politics.
Yeah.
Pure politics.
Yeah. Quite right.
Okay.
I appreciate it. Appreciate the call.
Thank you.
All right. Take care. To me, it's just you could support any party you want. And I listen to Zhivago Lang every so often. He was saying, if this party ain't doing the right thing about certain things, I'm gonna help the other party win. And that's really how elections and politics should be, right? You should have a moral standard about what you'll accept and not accept from the people who govern in a country, right? I just want to see Bahamians do well. And in the society we have right now, in one of the richest, most expensive countries on this side of the world, Bahamians cannot, like the average Bahamian, cannot say that they live in a comfortable life based on our economy and the way the world looks at our economy. I can't say that. I can't say that opportunities abound for the average Bahamian. Opportunities exist, but are they in reach? It's so difficult to get things done in this country as we see the nurses protesting about just getting a letter, about getting an appointment letter so they could carry on with their life and get money, right? From banks and other things and car loans and those kinds of things. They can't do that right now just because the system is keeping them back. And we shouldn't have systems like that. And I'm not faulting anybody, any particular government. I'm faulting the entire system that we have, that we've been running for 50 plus years. We haven't changed it. It's good for some people, and the same people been in high office and close to high office for a very long time, and they're comfortable. And when it comes time to do what the law calls for and tell us what their earnings are, they don't do it. Right? And so we can't say that things are all fine and dandy. It's difficult in this country. It's hard. And they're not quite making it easier. There's low-hanging fruit that people want to see fixed, and they're not making it easier. Nobody has. But somebody been building a piece of a hospital for 6 years. Come on, please. Let's go to our break, and we'll continue on the other side.
Maybe it's time to explore your options. There's no harm in reviewing your mortgage arrangement and considering a better deal. CIBC Caribbean can help you narrow your search and decide. Switch your mortgage to CIBC Caribbean and enjoy a special interest rate and help towards your switching cost. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/inspired home for more information. Conditions apply.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
RBC.
Your ideas become plans.
Your plans become memories.
This is retirement.
And your dreams become your life.
Whether it's planning that family vacation, owning your dream home, or retiring comfortably, your ideas are everything. And RBC is here to help make them happen. With RBC, your ideas happen here.
It's time for a look at traffic. This segment of Morning Blend brought to you by RBC. With RBC, reaching your goals happens here. Lots of traffic today. We must be catching up now after the Easter break. Lots of traffic on Gladstone Road. Backed up way down, almost to... there's some pockets that are moving, but all the way by Aquinas, it seems lots of cars on the road. So if you're taking that route, you want to get on there now. Traffic on Somali Butler Highway backed up to the Fire Trail Road roundabout. Not quite past the roundabout now, but lots of cars on the road. Traffic starting to build up on Fire Trail Road westbound as you approach the roundabout there. And traffic on both sides of Tony Williams Darling Highway at the Somali Butler Highway roundabout, heading east and west. Traffic on Blue Hill Road starting to build up now, but at the Carmichael Road intersection, on Carmichael Road, there's not much traffic, but traffic building up on Blue Hill Road just south of the Carmichael Road intersection. So if that's your route, you want to get out now. And East Street traffic backed up to Soldier Road as you approach the Independence Drive roundabout and the East-West Highway. Pockets of traffic on Prince Charles now as you approach Beatrice Avenue. That traffic is starting to back up as you're getting very close to Doris Johnson, it seems the traffic is. On the Eastern Road, just some traffic past Fox Hill Road as you head west. That loosens up just before you get to Village Road though. And traffic building already at the Saunders Beach roundabout, heading eastbound into Bay Street. And slow going after that. Those are the traffic hot spots at the moment. This segment of Morning Blend brought to you by RBC. With RBC, your ideas happen here. And it's time for your second look at weather, brought to you by Star General Insurance. A stationary front across the central Bahamas will continue to produce widely scattered showers as it weakens over the area through tonight. Moderate to fresh winds will continue through the islands, while high pressure and a more stable air mass builds across the Bahamas. The cold front will pull away from our area, and high pressure will become the dominant feature across the islands into the weekend. The persistent surface trough east of the Bahamas will continue to generate sea swells along our Atlantic's coastlines, maintaining the risk of rip currents along our eastern shores. Beachgoers are advised to exercise caution along Atlantic exposures due to the risk of rip currents. The public should wear sun-protective clothing, sunscreen, and sunglasses during peak sunshine hours, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., as very high to extreme UV indices are expected. For the northern Bahamas, weather partly cloudy and breezy, fair tonight at 10% chance of a shower. Winds easterly at 15 to 20 knots, falling 10 to 15 knots tonight. Your high temperature 82 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 70 degrees Fahrenheit. For the northwest Bahamas, weather partly cloudy and breezy and fair tonight. A 10% chance of a shower. Winds east-northeast at 15 to 20 knots. Your high temperature 84 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 73 degrees Fahrenheit. For the central Bahamas, a mix of sun and cloudy, becoming partly cloudy tonight. A 10 to 30% chance of showers. Chances greater along the front. Winds northeast at 15 to 20 knots. Your high temperature 84 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 75 degrees Fahrenheit. For the southeast Bahamas, weather partly sunny, becoming fair tonight. A 10% chance of a shower. Winds northeasterly at 15 to 20 knots. And your high temperature 86 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 77 degrees Fahrenheit. That was brought to you by Star General Insurance. Star General Insurance made simple.
Some of the roofing material we carry at Pinda Enterprises. 5/8 pressure-treated roofing ply starting at $36.68. Gray Select Water Shield, $134.20 a roll. Felt, 15 pounds, $16.50. 30 pound, $19.80. Owens, Corning Duration Shingles, and certain Teed Landmark Shingles, $56.56 a bundle. Gallon of roof cement, $33.47. All sizes treated dimensional lumber. And of course, we have all nails and all screws. We have 5/8 sheetrock, $28.76. Half-inch sheetrock, $22.18. All prices include VAT.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice, it's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the know-how team at 396-1101.
Barry, you're a winner! Give me a Give me a Barry!
Barry! Thanks, Mom and Dad. Can you buy me a drink from the canteen?
Sure, looks like the canteen uses first pay from CIBC Caribbean. Ready, Dad?
Give me a first.
First!
Give me a pay.
Pay! You like that, Jabari? Jabari?
For quick transfer with just an email, mobile number, or QR code, use First Pay from CIBC Caribbean. Visit CIBCCaribbean.com/ways to bank for more information.
Have you heard? Windsor Lakes is having an exclusive open house this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Tour 65 acres of lakefront luxury in premium electric vehicles. See the progress and learn about custom home packages, special financing options, and more. Single family and multi-family lots available. We'll see you this Saturday on Adelaide Road to visualize the serene way of life. Visit MaisonBahamas.com/Windsor Lakes to learn more. That's MAISON Bahamas.com/Windsor Lakes.
And now at 8:27, it's time for your final look at this morning's weather. That's brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paints. A stationary front across the central Bahamas will continue to produce widely scattered showers as it weakens over the area through tonight. Moderate to fresh winds will continue throughout the islands, while high pressure and a more stable air mass builds across the Bahamas. The cold front will pull away from our area, and high pressure will become the dominant feature across the island into the weekend. The persistent surface trough east of the Bahamas will continue to generate sea swells along our Atlantic coastlines, maintaining the risk of rip currents along our eastern shorelines. Beachgoers are advised to exercise caution along Atlantic exposures due to the risk of rip currents. The public should wear sun protective clothing, sunscreen, and sunglasses during peak sunshine hours. That's 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. as a very high to extreme UV indices are expected. For the northern Bahamas, weather partly cloudy and breezy. Fair tonight, a 10% chance of a shower. Winds easterly at 15 to 20 knots, falling 10 to 15 knots tonight. Your high temperature 82 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 70 degrees Fahrenheit. For the northwest Bahamas, weather partly cloudy and breezy. Fair tonight, a 10% chance of a shower. Winds east-northeast at 15 to 20 knots. Your high temperature 84 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 73 degrees Fahrenheit. For the central Bahamas, a mix of sun and clouds, becoming partly cloudy tonight. A 10 to 30% chance of showers, chances greater along the front. Winds northeast at 15 to 20 knots. Your high temperature 84 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 75 degrees Fahrenheit. And for the southeast Bahamas, partly sunny, becoming fair tonight. A 10% chance of a shower. Winds northeasterly at 15 to 20 knots. Your high temperature 86 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 77. And your extended forecast for tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds during the day, becoming fair at night. A 10% chance of a spotty shower or two. Winds easterly at 10 to 15 knots in the northern Bahamas, increasing 15 knots in the northwest and 15 to 20 knots in the central Bahamas. Northeast at 15 to 20 knots in the southeast Bahamas. Your high temperature 84 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 73 degrees Fahrenheit. And your outlook for Friday, weather partly cloudy across the northern, northwest, and central Bahamas, and partly sunny across the southeast Bahamas. A 20% chance of a few isolated showers in the northern northwest and central Bahamas, and 10% chance in the southeast Bahamas. Winds east-northeast to east-southeast at 10 to 15 knots in the northern and northwest Bahamas, increasing 15 to 20 knots in the central and southeast Bahamas. Your high temperature, 84 degrees Fahrenheit. Your low, 73 degrees Fahrenheit. That's your weather brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paints. Walls looking a little ow? Swing by Sherwin-Williams Paints for a fresh coat of wow. Best customer service, bold colors, and bargain prices. They've got it all. Sherwin-Williams, let's roll. Now it's time for a look at traffic. This segment brought to you by RBC. RBC, with RBC, reaching your goals happens here. Taking a look now at Gladstone Road. What's it looking like out there? Some traffic in spots, but it looks like it's might be moving there at this hour. But lots of traffic still on Sir Malabutla Highway, northbound, with traffic extending past the Fire Trail Road roundabout. Traffic is grown considerably on Blue Hill Road as you approach the Tonic Williams Darling roundabout on the hill there, and traffic building ever so slightly at the intersection there with Blue Hill Road and Carmichael Road. Still not too bad, it seems. Lots of traffic though on Prince Charles and as it converts itself to Robinson Road. Lots of cars there. On the Eastern Road, still some traffic as you pass Fox Hill Road, and but your commute gets easier as you approach Village Road there. And traffic flowing, it seems, there at West Bay Street at the Saunders Beach roundabout, so it seems some places have improved since our last traffic report. Those were your hot spots, though, brought to you by RBC. With RBC, your ideas happen here.
With RBC,
Your ideas become plans.
Your plans become memories.
This is retirement.
And your dreams become your life.
whether it's planning that family vacation, owning your dream home, or retiring comfortably, your ideas are everything. And RBC is here to help make them happen. With RBC, your ideas happen here.
Sherwin-Williams Bahamas doesn't mess about when it comes to product range and product knowledge.
If it's a product come in the store, we walk the store and study that product.
One thing with our boss, if a new product comes in, he takes the time and he's always keeping us up to date with product knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And we just had 9 weeks of different products that we had to study, and we had exams at the end of each product.
Yeah.
The only way we can sell the product effective, we have to know that product. Yeah, that helps us to relate to our customers. It gives us better knowledge to know what product to introduce to them. You understand? So we can know what product to give them to use and what product not to give them to use.
Mm-hmm.
So product knowledge is really key in Sherwin-Williams.
They got the keys. And the key is the product knowledge that comes with our extensive product range at Sherwin-Williams Paints, Bahamas. Find color in every day.
You try to rest, roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and banners, magazines and flyers, for window decals, greeting cards and newsletters, No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it. Just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
As a healthcare professional, you dedicate your life to caring for others. But even with the best care, legal challenges can arise. Protect your practice and your peace of mind with medical malpractice insurance from Star General. At Star General, we've partnered with Lloyd's of London to bring you comprehensive professional liability insurance designed specifically for those consulting or practicing privately. Visit our website today so you can focus on what you do best, caring for your patients while we take care of the rest. Star General, insurance made simple.
Since 1989, Joker's Wild Comedy Club has been the heart of laughter in the Bahamas. But now an era is coming to a close.
Get ready for my guy, comedian Tommy Davidson.
Tommy Davidson, along with featured comedian Kirk Green and house comedian Naughty. Don't miss your last chance to experience the magic. May 20th to the 25th, Joker's Wild Comedy Club. Admission $50. Get your tickets now at Atlantis Bahamas /events.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
Mama having fun again. Gumbe is a wicked dance they do. When they gumbe, gumbe do da 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 da. Gumbe do da 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 da. Take the devil out of you, just like the gumbes do. Ha! First you build a fire and it gets higher, higher and higher, higher and higher. Then they dance around it and they get wilder, wilder and wilder, till the devil's in the fire. So Gumbe do da 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 da, gumbe do da 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 da. Take the devil out of you, just like the gumbes do. Come on, gumbe do da 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 da, gumbe do da 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 da. Take the devil out of you, just like the gumbes do. Next we tell the drummers them beat faster, faster and faster, faster and faster. Then they start to beat them drums a little harder, harder and harder. So, gumbe do da 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 da, gumbe do da 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 da. Take the devil out of you, just like the gumbes do. Watch, gumbe do da 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 da, gumbe do da 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 da. Take the devil out of you, just like the gumbes do. Then the women they start to sing louder, louder and louder, louder and louder. All the men they start to chant with power, so much power. Till the devil's in the fire. So, Gumbe Papa beat the drum again. Gumbe Mama having fun again. Gumbe is a wicked dance they do. When they gumbe do da 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 da. Gumbe do da 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 da. Take the devil out of you, just like the gumbes do. What?
Good morning, welcome back. Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. I'm Chester Robards, filling in for Dwight Strachan, along with Deandra Cockright. She's here with us. Good morning.
I'm filling in for Chester Robards, co-host.
And I appreciate you filling in Monday for me on Morning Blend Business.
Listen, teamwork makes a dream work.
Absolutely. I hope you had fun.
I did. And speaking about teamwork, we have some pretty awesome folks inside the studio this morning because there's an exciting event that's happening. When is it again? It's 2 Saturdays from now, I think
May
it
10th.
is.
They come to triple team this particular
that's what it
event.
is, because it's a fun run walk. Look at that. That's 3 days. We've got 3 people in studio.
And push.
And push.
Yeah,
and skate. What about bike?
And walk your dog. We got Marcel Bopp, Major Principal of Four Seasons Race Management, in studio with us, President of the Bahamas Red Cross, Edison Sumner, and Manager of Finance and Marketing and LAMP at Doctors Hospital, Carlisle Bethel. Welcome to the show.
Well, good morning.
And glad all of you are here to talk to us about this event that's coming up. You got some time still, so that's good. I'm glad you're here early to talk about it. So tell us what it is.
What it is, and thank you very much again. Good morning to everyone. So this is going to be our second annual Red Cross Fun, Run, Walk, and Health Fair. We held the first one of this about the same time last year. Okay. And the purpose of it, of course, is not only as a fundraiser, because as you know, the Red Cross is always in need of raising funds for the many facets of work that we do, but it's also being done as a community engagement, right? Where we want to invite persons from the community, families to come out, be a part of this event where, you know, we are focusing on the health and wellness of our society. And we want to do our part in contributing towards the wellness of our society, which is why we're doing this as well. So it's going to be held on the 10th of May, which is the day before Mother's Day. And Marcel will tell us and walk us through those details. And this year, I'm also extremely pleased that when we approached Doctors Hospital about becoming a sponsor for this event, without hesitation, they came back and agreed to support the Red Cross. So our gratitude goes towards Doctors Hospital for their generosity and their sponsorship and partnership. And we're sure this is not going to be the last time. In fact, this may be the first of a co-sponsored event with Doctors Hospital, because we're operating in this particular instance, we're really operating in the same space, right? And that is of health and wellness. The Red Cross has a very vibrant social welfare program. And this year we want to start bringing a lot more focus and attention to actual health and wellness of our community. Because as we go on a daily basis and we are feeding people, we're dealing with persons who are walking into the Red Cross looking for support, we realize that there are a lot of people there who also need not only the help with their temporal means, meaning clothing and food, but there's also a good opportunity for us now to talk about actual health and wellness, exercising, mental health, physical health, social well-being, and the rest of it. And this event is only one of those type events that we're going to be initiating. And I'm glad that we made it actually to the second year. Right? Last year we thought we'll try this out, see how it works. We invited Marcel and his team to come and do the race management for us. They did a fantastic job. And because he did a good job last year, I brought him back this year. Right? Believe me, if he hadn't done a good job, you would not be seeing his face again. But because he is back at the table, that means that we were pleased with his service last year. And we have given him a tall challenge this year to increase the participation, to increase the route, to improve the route even further. It's a beautiful route last year. I mean, I absolutely enjoyed that walk last year. Looking forward to it again this year. So I want to encourage everyone to come out, support the Red Cross, get involved, come and walk, get some of that early morning fresh air, get them stretch your lungs, stretch your legs. It's going to be a fantastic event, and I am personally looking forward to being a part of it again.
Excellent. Well, you set the scene there for Marcel to tell us what this lovely walk, run, walk, push all that going to be about.
Good morning, Chester. Good morning, DeAndrea. Good morning, running world. Good morning, my running family. First of all, on behalf of Four Seasons Race Management, we'd like to once again thank the Red Cross and their committee for engaging us and them putting such pressure on us to execute what we did last year. I'm sure we will definitely do a better job this year. But the race is going to be very exciting as usual. The fun, run, walk, push, skate. We were inviting the entire Bahamas. It's family oriented, so bring your children, whoever, bring mommy, bring Grammy, and most importantly, too, the day before the race, it's the day before Mother's Day, so it's Mother's Day Eve.
Right.
So we're encouraging all mothers who are listening to me now to grab your son, grab your daughter, we have a special award for mothers and child that come in across the finish line first and second. We have a wonderful prize for you. So that's one of the components that we are advertising on our race. So yeah, the race is actually May 10th. It starts at 6 a.m. at the Red Cross headquarters, as His Excellency said. The route is a very scenic and picturesque route. It goes along the corridor of the Bahama Boulevard from the headquarters, and it will probably go west on the Cable Beach Strip by the Prime Minister's office and come back via the Bahama Boulevard. It's only $30, Chester. $30. Most of the average races these days is like $35, $40. So we're encouraging everybody to come on down to the headquarters to fill in an application. There are two ways that you can register: at the headquarters in person, or you can register on Four Seasons Racemanagement.com website. $30. We are encouraging groups. Those who are hearing me now, the human resources, the persons on these corporate companies who are responsible for the extracurricular and social activities. Gather your employees, because health is wealth. And the healthier and the more well your employees are, the better they will produce and perform for you.
That's
and
right.
also give them, build staff morale and motivation in the workplace. So we want you to form groups, teams of 10 or more. It's a $5 discount. So either the Red Cross will be, we have one of the lovely ladies down at the Red Cross who have been reaching out to the various corporate establishments, trying to encourage them to perform, to form groups. So if you haven't gotten a call yet from the Red Cross, reach out to the Red Cross, get your team of 10 or more, and come and participate in this fun, which is going to be a very exciting event. We'd like to have the event to grow, as it's almost like an infant, about racing. In order for the event to really to grow and become one of the top class event, it has to start from the bottom. So we are hoping to build it, and every year we want to improve on it. Like last year, we had cotton shirts last year. Now running in cotton shirts, runners in cotton shirts don't do well. So this year we've improved on the shirts. We have dry fit shirts this year, and next year probably, who knows? We probably will have the full garment of the shirts, the bags, the medals, and everything else. So we're inviting the public. $30, register on the Four Seasons Racemanagement.com or in person at the headquarters, and also form teams of 10 or more with the corporate Bahamas.
Excellent. And you mentioned push on the flyer. I don't think we see enough pushing.
Yeah, we encourage you to push.
See more pushing. We need to get some more people.
You can push the baby. You can push your the grandparent as well. Put them
out
wheelchair,
early in the morning and
come on down. Get some of that fresh air.
Absolutely.
Fresh air.
I will say the air is fairly fresh. I did the race last year, and it's one of the more unique routes, because what other race starts at the Red Cross Society, right? But you're also going past the lake, and the wind coming across the water and seeing the sunrise on the water, and you got two opportunities to see that too along the route. It was just beautiful, though. It was a beautiful route.
Thank you.
Is there a race that you missed? I don't think so. Right?
No.
Deandra come sell your race.
So we're happy to have her, though. She's a staple in all of our races.
Absolutely.
If I don't see her at a race, I usually call her at about 10 o'clock and say, what happened? I haven't seen you.
He does.
We're waiting to start this race. Where are you, Deandra?
Exactly.
Can I say that, or just on the heels of Marcel's comments, before you talk to Carlisle? Apart from just having the race, it's also going to be a health fair component,
right?
And of course, doctors can speak to that aspect as well. So we want people to come out. You can get your health screening done, get your pressures checked, and the rest of it. Get some good information on nutrition, and so many other wonderful things will be happening at the fair that day. So it's not just coming to walk and run and push and crawl if you have to. We'll accommodate you, whatever it is. But we also want you to come out and get yourself checked out. And it's going to be for you. You've already paid your $30, and the $30 you pay is not just a fee to join the race. It's actually supporting the Red Cross. Right. Your $30, believe it or not, will actually feed about 3-4 families on Monday. Following Monday. That's how important this is for us. Right. So it's not just we're going to just pay $30. You complain about a $30 fee. It actually is your contribution towards the Red Cross. And as we know, a lot of people who can't afford to contribute ordinarily because of whatever the situation is, that you now can boast that, hey, I've actually supported the Red Cross in this event by paying my $30 to join. And there's so many other benefits that came along with that, with those funds being paid into the Red Cross.
Absolutely. Carlisle, tell us about it. Why is it so easy for Doctors Hospital to support healthy things?
Good. Well, good morning, Bahamas. Thank you for having me. And out the gate, I want to thank the Red Cross for all the work that the Red Cross continues to do throughout the Bahamas. Day to day and in times of high crisis. And we want to really thank Marcel and Four Seasons Race Management. They are the premier race management company. It's always a well organized event, starting on time, being smooth, safe environments, traffic management, you name it. And so it was easy for Doctors Hospital to come on as partners for multiple reasons. But I think chief amongst them is the fact that Doctors Hospital is all about giving people the tools to live a healthy lifestyle. And that comes in many forms. One of them being sponsoring and assisting the Red Cross and their fun run walk and their health and wellness fair, but also making access to healthcare services more affordable, more accessible through the expansion of the outpatient clinics throughout Nassau and the Bahamas, the investment into the Loyalty Advantage membership plan for those who may have trouble getting insurance. It's an avenue for them to access services. And so Doctors Hospital is all about finding ways to be good corporate partners, to be good corporate citizens, and to give back and to know that, we are only able to operate and to do well because we operate in this country and because we have wonderful staff. And like Marcel pointed out, we want to find ways to build that staff morale and get them involved. And like he always says, movement is medicine. Movement is medicine. And so let's get moving. And we're excited for the event on May 10th. And we're looking forward to it.
So I imagine, as usual, Doctors Hospital have a big team out there.
All the time, man. You know what a company could be, Doctors Hospital. Will come to fun run walk.
So what happens that day?
No.
We're going now.
We only do that so they can keep coming out. We just gotta keep it interesting. We gotta keep it interesting. But ain't no other company can see Doctors Hospital.
I got you.
When we get on the road, that over, That over.
Surely was a little over Saturday.
That over and under.
That one day
Don't stop. You can play that straight, however you want that.
And in second position.
Come grill fry. You can buy that.
You see what has happened when you get Carlisle in his competitive spirit? Take over.
Oh boy.
So when is there like a prize for biggest team?
Yes, we do have an award. That's why I keep. That's why in all of our
teams.
Keep stressing on groups and teams. So we do have an award for the group that brings out the most participants.
Wow.
And so we're encouraging you, for all you human resources managers who are hearing me now, if the Red Cross haven't called you yet, call the Red Cross headquarters and tell them that you have a team of 50 or more of your employees who you want to invest in their health and their wellness and participate in our event next week, Saturday, May 10th.
That sounds like a lot of fun. And what do people got to do to prepare for a fun run walk?
They just got to show up.
Just show up.
And the operative word in that sentence is fun. So it's a fun run walk. But now when you're talking the big time races, those that have the age categories, and you want to probably do some training, maybe 4 to 6 weeks out for maybe 5K. 10K, you want to train a little bit longer, just get out there, do some CrossFit, basic abs, basic core work, run a couple of miles every day. For those novice that are starting out, you probably want to run like a mile today. Next week, add another quarter of a mile to it and keep gradually increasing. What's important too, if you're training for an event, your shoes. Call them your tires. Your tires have to work for you. If they're not working for you, then you're prone to injury and all that other stuff. And while I have the mic, I just want to speak to the motoring public. Please, please, please. We are your sons and your daughters and your mothers and your fathers who are running on the road to try to stay healthy. We're not on the couch with the remote in our hand. We're trying to do something to keep us healthy. And in order for us to be healthy, people say, get on the sidewalk. But what's the operative word in that sentence? Walk. The sidewalk. And the sidewalk is not conducive for runners.
Right.
Because you're prone to falling because it's uneven. You're prone to getting injuries in the muscles because the concrete is much harder than the asphalt. And then you also notice if there's a road race anywhere internationally, where it's held? In the streets.
That's right.
So for us to train, we are very cognizant, we're very aware of you coming, you motoring public. That's why we stay within that narrow white line. But we have some very unscrupulous drivers out there that actually careens into us and runs us off the road. So we want to form a partnership with the motoring public and the runners to please. If you see us running out there, it's not because we're showing off and in the road.
Yeah.
It's because it's more conducive to our training. It's more conducive to our joints and all that other stuff. So please be more mindful of us.
This is a 5K and a 10K.
It's a 5K and a 10K for May 10th. The 5K turns around right at the main Bahama Boulevard from the Red Cross headquarters and return in the same lane.
Right.
The 10K would go more towards Go Slow Bend. And then we'll have it measured out properly. The 10K is 6.2 miles. So we'll measure it out 3.1, 3.5 going, 3.1 going, and 3.1 coming back.
For the more
6.2.
intrepid people.
For the more seasoned people.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
So tell us again, Edison, what this particular fundraiser, how important is this one to the Red Cross lists of fundraiser?
Well, it's important. It's new.
Yeah.
So it'll be coming up as Marcel said. It's the baby in the group.
Yeah.
Right. So we've got other very well established fundraisers, like the Ball, for example, and we just had the fair several weeks ago, which we were very pleased with. We've got coming up later the Red Hot Summer Grill, which is happening in August. We've got our annual tea party, which is going to be happening in December. We've gone away from the norm of the spring parties to the fall parties.
Right.
That's happening in December. So this is new to the listing of events of the Red Cross. It's only our second year, but I think it's going to grow to become one of the bigger events in this space as time goes on. And if we continue with partnerships like the one with Doctors Hospital, and I don't see any reason why we wouldn't, I think they'll be pleased with the results of this year's event. And we're hoping to continue with that partnership. And I think we're going to grow this to become one of our major fundraising events as time goes on.
Yeah.
And again, it's not only because we're seeking to raise money, but it also is that we're actually providing what I consider to be a very tangible benefit to the community. And that is you're coming out, you're networking, you're exercising, you're getting in that early morning fresh air into your lungs. So there are a lot of benefits to coming out to support the Red Cross. And you have access to all of this free healthcare information and education that will be provided by Doctors Hospital. Others who are going to be there providing some other level of advice and information and knowledge sharing. So it's going to be a fantastic event. I'm looking forward to it. I want to see as many CEOs of companies. Marcel talked about the HR people and the employees. I want to see the CEOs show up. Don't send your staff. Bring them with you. Right? Come along with them, right?
So walk the talk, literally.
Walk the talk. Let me see. I'm going to throw the challenge from one CEO to another. The one CEO that comes out and leads his group and wins is the first one to cross the line. I'm going to wash their car for them.
That's it. Right then and there. Right then and there.
I will
after the event.
I'm going to bring a bucket with my armor all kit. I'm going to wash their car for them. Tie shine, everything.
The full work.
They can pull up in the company bus.
No. Bring your car, right? Bring your car. But this seriously. Don't just send your staff out to the event. Bring them out, right? As a CEO. Get involved with your people, right? Don't be that separatist kind of CEO who says, "Oh, you all go, and you all do that, and just let me know." It turns out, no, you come with them, bring them out with you to the event, and you get involved. Come and run because there's nothing that motivates your staff more than seeing the boss actually involved in what they're telling the staff to do.
Absolutely.
So that's my challenge to them. So the first CEO that crosses the line, I'm going to wash their car for them.
You heard it here.
Yeah.
You heard it here.
And if I don't wash it, I will cause it to be washed.
No.
I know that was a catch.
Yeah. and another plus for the Red Cross is you get to see all of these able-bodied people who are going to be crossing this finish line that need to come work with the Red Cross.
Absolutely.
Because you always need people.
Always need people. And our volunteer base is growing,
base.
and we're very pleased to see it growing again.
Yeah.
And of course, we have one of our senior volunteer persons right here sitting in the room, Deandra. I told her before live on I've got some big plans for her. So she's, but it is a great opportunity though for those who come out to see the work of the Red Cross. They can take a tour of the property if they want. We can give them a walk around, see what work is going on, and get them motivated to become volunteers for the organization as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I forgot to ask Carla, what you gonna have out there?
So the doctor's hospital, we always find we have a number of health services and departments. So you mean from screenings to educational departments around labs and imaging. You know, when do you go for your mammogram or your prostate checks and all these different things, and how Doctors Hospital can provide those access to those services. So we'll be out there in great numbers, like it's December 1.
Sounds good.
But May 10th, we're looking forward to seeing everybody out there.
Yeah.
And I stand by my words. Ain't no one gonna beat Doctors Hospital on the road.
Boy, I'm looking forward. So should I inscribe your name on the trophy right now?
Might as well start now.
I hope there's a bunch of people out there saying, we'll see about that.
I hope so too.
Yeah. Well, Sal, just give us a rundown again of what's happening on that day.
Yes, we got folks, if you're listening to me, May 10th. May 10th is the day, that's the day before Mother's Day. Mothers and your children. We have a special award for you when you cross the line with your child. We have a mother and child award. It's the Red Cross Fun, Run, Walk, Push, Skate, whatever you want to do on May 10th, 6 a.m. from the Red Cross headquarters. Registration fee is only 30 measly bucks. $30. Group rates of 10 or more is $25. The race starts at 6, and it's promising to be a very exciting race. It's going to take you across a scenic route, which takes you down the Bahama Boulevard towards Go Slow Bend. So you got to come out and be a part of this amazing event. Registration in person at the Red Cross headquarters and also on the Four Seasons RaceManagement.com website.
All right, Mr. President, we give you the final word.
Yes, I want to thank again Doctors Hospital, Carlisle, Dr. Diggis, and all the team there, who Mr. Rasson and my good friend Dennis. No, my lady who's in charge of the Girl Scouts. Chair of the committee. Anyway, I'll remember her name in a minute. I apologize for not remembering that. But I want to thank Doctors Hospital generally for their wonderful support this year. I want to thank Marcel for his agreeing to manage a race again for us this year. And I want to encourage everyone out there who's hearing us to come support the Red Cross. We need your help. We always need support to do the work that we're doing. Most of us who work around the Red Cross are volunteers, including myself. People think I'm a paid employee. I'm not. We are volunteers. We dedicate our time to the organization. We dedicate our time to the humanitarian work of the Bahamas. So I want to encourage others to come out, support us with your volunteerism, with your contributions, with your participation. And even if you can't do anything else throughout the year, there are so many things that we do that you can actually become involved in as a volunteer, as a supporter. So I want to encourage everyone, please come out, support the Red Cross. We always need your help and support, and we always sincerely appreciate every effort that everyone makes to come out and support our organization. I want to thank my good friend, and she's going to really call my parents and fuss me for this, but Mrs. Elma Garraway and Mr. Rasson, who got on the phone and called me and walked through their support for us, and we had a wonderful time doing this. So thank you, Barry Rasson. Thank you, Mrs. Garraway. Thank you, Dr. Diggers. Thank you, Randy, and all those who support us in this event. Thank you, Carlisle, for being here today, and we appreciate your support and look forward to a wonderful event on the 10th of May.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. We appreciate having you and look forward to a great event.
Yes.
That's our show, Morning Blend, for this morning. Morning Blend Business is up next. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
some of the roofing material, we carry Pinda Enterprises. 5/8 pressure-treated roofing ply starting at $36.68. Grace Select Water Shield, $134.20 a roll. Felt, 15 pounds, $16.50. 30 pound, $19.80. Owens, Corning Duration Shingles, and Certainty Landmark Shingles, $56.56 a bundle. Gallon of roof cement, $33.47. All sizes treated dimensional lumber. And of course, we have all nails and all screws. We have 5/8 sheetrock, $28.76. Half-inch sheetrock, $22.18. All prices include VAT.
Make this Mother's Day extra special with Kelly's House and Home's Mother's Day sale Friday, May 2nd through Saturday, May 10th. Enjoy 20% off a beautiful selection of dinnerware, glassware, luggage, silk flowers, and picture frames, except on net items. These are all perfect and stylish gifts to show Mom just how much she's loved. Hurry in and take advantage of Kelly's House and Home's 20% off Mother's Day sale Friday, May 2nd through Saturday, May 10th. Happy Mother's Day, all with love from Kelly's House and Home.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
I told you Wendy's has a new burger with a flavor so secret it's almost too delicious to handle. Well, now it's time to unlock that flavor. Try the new sweet and smoky barbecue cheeseburger. We can't tell you everything, but we can tell you that it's packed with flavor, including our secret barbecue sauce. Try the new sweet and smoky barbecue cheeseburger today. Available for a limited time.
All those loans I had were so overwhelming. Fidelity's debt consolidation loan combined all my loan payments into one easy payment with a built-in savings plan that pays me unbeatable interest. It's time to make that move to Fidelity. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business here on Guardian Radio 96.9. I'm Chester Robards, along with Deandra Cartwright, and it's the other way around this segment. Actually, I'm along with you.
This is true, but before we get there, you're going to make sure we know what's all making
Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners, and we are talking about in Morning Blend Business something that I'm sure you all are going to want to talk about and hear about, the Long Island Fair. Yes. And Deandra, you're going to take over. Just so people know, I am the black mutton in the room because I ain't from Long Island.
No, but listen, you married a good Long Island woman, so we accept you. There you go.
There you go.
You made the right choice.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You hear Long Island?
Came in through the back door.
So take it away, Deandra. It's all yours.
Now, y'all know, I rarely here on Wednesday and Friday. Sometimes I am, but, Chester gave me a very good reason to be here on Wednesday because we have in our studios today members of the Long Islanders Association. Y'all always hear me talking about my beloved Long Island. And guess what? We got the people here straight from the soil to tell us about the major fundraiser for the Long Islanders Association that's happening this week, Saturday, 3rd of May, starting at 12 o'clock on R.M. Bailey Park. And there's so much to do. There's so much to win. There's over $40,000 in raffle prizes to be won, with the first one being a Kia Sonet. They're going to tell us all about those those prizes. And they're going to tell us all about the food, the drinks, the entertainment, the L word as well. And Dwight's going to tell us what that means. But joining us in studio, we have Long Islanders Association Treasurer Dwight Burrows, as well as PR Committee member Candace Knowles. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you both. Welcome to the show.
Morning, Chester. Morning, DeAndre.
Wonderful. So, Dwight, kick it off for us before I try to hold myself back. But this Long Island people.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I'll start by saying it is a pleasure to be here. I'm very excited to be here this morning representing the Long Islanders Association. So let me say good morning, Bahamas, especially good morning to the great people of Long Island who I know are listening in.
All right.
Today, we're just, I believe, 3 days away from our major fundraising event for the Long Islanders Association, and that is our annual fair and raffle. And so I will leave Candace to speak mostly about the raffle, but I'll share some details about the fair.
Mm-hmm.
So the fair is this Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
The fair starts at 12 midday, and it goes until usually we can stretch to midnight
There you go.
based on the crowd and based on what's happening on the site. The fair will be held at the R.M. Bailey Park, and so we invite all and sundry to come out and support this initiative. This is our major fundraiser, and it helps us to ensure that we pull off a very successful regatta, the annual regatta, which happens about a month later. I'll talk a lot more about what you can expect at the fair, but maybe I'll pause there.
I just wanted to add, in addition to funding the regatta, I believe it also assists the association with the community outreach efforts on Long Island and with Long Islanders that may not be home, that may require it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So the annual regatta is our major event.
Mm-hmm.
But throughout the year, the Long Islanders Association, we are involved in so many opportunities to support Long Islanders. We support the Long Islanders through education, through culture, through music, through health care, and other initiatives. We have a lot of one-off requests from persons in need. And I think what's most important on the education side is that we do support Long Islanders who are graduating and attending the University of the Bahamas where they have a need for additional funding to settle in. We do that through the Dame Ivy Dumont Scholarship Fund that it's managed by the Long Islanders Association.
All right.
So absolutely.
Good stuff, good stuff.
Things you didn't know before.
Exactly. People think that the association, when we have this fair, it's only about regatta, but no, it's so much more than that. But speaking about that fair, because there's so much to do about the fair, and we want to make sure people know what to expect. And we all been hearing about that mutton. So tell us about, Dwight, let us know what to expect at the fair.
Yeah, so listen, you started by giving some high-level details. There's a lot of stuff to expect. First of all, it is a family-friendly environment. And so we encourage all, feel free to bring out your kids. We will have a kids' corner, so there will be hoopla, that's always popular. There will be a bouncing castle, along with some other activities to keep the kids entertained. We have food stations, and there are some very popular food stations. We have the fresh native Long Island mutton. This year we have 800 pounds of mutton that was just sourced last week. And I believe the team has started just yesterday preparing 800 pounds of mutton. We will have a grill station, so you can get roasted corn, grilled chicken, grilled pork chops, grilled ribs. And I can tell you that's always extremely tasty. Our fellas, Trevor Fox, Donna Dawkins, Brian Turnquest, they do a fantastic job. And then we also have a very popular conch fritter. We call it the Long Island conch fritter. Keith Carroll actually makes the conch fritters. And last year he bragged about selling 7,000. And he bragged about the line for the conch fritter booth being all the way to Kelly's.
Which was true.
Which was true. Although we'll try to make sure that we accelerate serving our guests throughout the day. On the entertainment side, we will have DJ Rev. He's always very entertaining and exciting. And then we have a special treat this year. We have a live band that is scheduled to perform from 8 to 10:30. They will take a break at 9 p.m. when we will draw the raffle, and you'll hear more about the raffle from Candace shortly. But we expect to have Shad, Colley, and the VIPs, and I promise you, please come out. You will be entertained. Beverages, of course, at any fair, especially Long Islanders Association fair, there has to be beverages. So we will have those from the soft to the harder. There will be libations. Everyone has been asking about the L word. And we do have a very popular Long Island Gully Wash, and that will be there, fresh coconut water, along with the other very important ingredients. The last thing I think is important to mention about the fair is that none of the booths that serve food or beverages or the kids' corner accept cash. They all accept tickets, but tickets will be available through the ticket booth. And we also plan this year to have some persons moving about the site, especially during peak hours, to ensure that we manage the lineup at the ticket booth.
Yeah.
And we will accept cash and or credit and debit cards for the purchase of tickets.
Okay.
And speaking about having folks moving about and fun, security strictly enforced.
Oh, absolutely. Let me say thank you to the Royal Bahamas Police Force, who always comes out and supports us and ensures that the fair is well managed and security is tight, and we have no unfortunate challenges. And so, again, family-friendly environment, and the police force will be present. Absolutely.
Excellent. Chess, I don't know about you. I mean, obviously I'm biased, but I'm excited, honestly. You're just saying about all the things that happen.
Y'all already sell this 800 pounds of mutton, so I come in 11:30.
So make sure you get your spot in the line before I build up all of Ada Kelly's, Chess.
Absolutely. We start getting orders from Friday, sometimes Thursday for the mutton, right? So you got to come early.
Oh, boy. See, now I got to put in an
for
order.
the libations as well. I mean,
Well, you got to wash the mutton down. What's up?
Listen. Hey, it's Long Island libations, so it ain't light. Just so you know. So but speaking about things that are not light, that raffle prize, listen, that ain't light at all. Over $40,000.
Them raffle books don't even look like a normal size raffle book.
You know, hey, in Long Island we do everything good, everything big, everything better.
That's right.
So Candace knows is going to let us know a little bit more about the raffle.
yes. Good morning, Bahamas.
Well, I'm learning about Candace's Long Island connection today.
Well, yes, of course. I'm a Knowles from Sims.
There you
Very,
go.
very, very
Makes
proud.
sense.
Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
Absolutely.
There you go. Rap your Island girl.
Yes. Alrighty. So again, we have over $40,000 worth of prizes. Grand prize is a 2025 Kia Sonet. Again, following week is Mother's Day, so bring your mommy, bring your Grammy, bring everyone to the event this coming Saturday. So we also have a 3-night stay at a Paradise Island Beach Club. Beautiful over Paradise Island. Fantastic prizes. We also have an HP laptop available. We have gas grill burners from CBS. A plethora of opportunities for you to win. The grand prize specifically. So come on out. It'll be a fantastic event. We are also, we have different ticket purchase locations at CBS, Quality Home Center, Kelly's, Super Value, Winton, Southwest Diner, Plantation, so many other options as well. But definitely come on out and able to purchase your tickets ahead of time. You can also purchase tickets through us on social media.
Correct.
So you can contact us there. We also do our pre-filled tickets. So if you would like to contact us through social media, we can fill out your names. We can arrange for you to collect your tickets on site and in person. So there are many opportunities in order for you to purchase your tickets as well.
How much are these tickets?
So it's $5 per ticket, but of course you can purchase a booklet for $50.
There you
Easy
go.
peasy.
And you're going to be selling them on the day as well still?
Yes, we will. We will be selling them at the event as well.
But why wait till the event? Reach out to your favorite Long Islanders Association member to get a book or 10. It's helping us to raise funds to help better our Long Island and to help Long Islanders all around.
Agreed.
Yeah, absolutely. So what about parking? People need to know about that.
Yeah. So the good news about the Armley Park is that it's large.
Mm-hmm.
We usually don't have a challenge with parking, and by the time we get to the peak period, which is usually between 6 and about 9 or 10, the Mall and Marathon has multiple parking options. So that's very important. Outside of that, one of the things that I wanted to call out is just all of the work and effort that goes into this event. I wanted to publicly thank and recognize all of our members, those that lead our committees, the fundraising committee, the PR committee, with 2 of your members right here today, all of those that put in the work and time and effort in preparing the food stalls, all of the other stalls. And I also want to call out all of the members and those persons in the community that support us through their time, their efforts, their donations. It helps us ensure we have a successful event. And most importantly, I want to call out our president, Tanya Farquharson, for leading this great organization with her passion, her energy, and her commitment.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you've been doing this a lot of years.
Yeah, absolutely. The association celebrated its 50th anniversary 2 years ago. So the association was formed in November of 1973.
Yeah.
So we move along with independence.
Yeah, wow.
And I believe the fair itself is at least 40 years
At least 40
old. At least 40 years.
Yeah.
So it's big.
So just for my edification, the connection between the fair and the regatta, what does it help to kind of fund? Like, what's the biggest cost for a regatta?
Yeah, so pulling off a regatta is significant for anyone who is involved. There's a number of costs outside of the setup and hosting the event at the site. One of our major responsibilities as an association is the upkeep and maintenance of the cultural site in Long Island.
Makes sense.
And I think many would agree that is one of the most beautiful and premier regatta sites in the country.
Yeah.
That does come at a cost.
Right, yeah.
And so we actually own the site. And so we have to maintain that. We have to ensure the buildings are insured.
Right.
The grounds are well kept.
Okay.
And then in preparation for the regatta, we have to do so many other things. But separate and apart from that, we have to fund the sailing races.
Okay.
And that comes with stipends to all of the sailors. And that comes with ensuring that we can cover the cost of having the sailboats get to Long Island. So we have to pay for barges, as an example.
Right.
So we're talking quite a bit of change. And so the fair itself helps us to cover the cost of that, in addition to contributions and sponsors for the actual regatta.
Right.
And if we can talk for a minute or two about the regatta, I know a lot of people are curious about that. But
yeah.
Of course, since I'm leading this, right? We'd like for you to talk a little bit more about that. Yes, indeed.
Well, maybe the most important thing is when is the regatta. It's June 4th, Wednesday, June 4th, to Saturday, June the 7th.
Right.
This year, every couple of years, we have the benefit of a double holiday. So this year, the Friday and the Monday is a holiday, but the official regatta ends on Saturday, the closing ceremony.
Right.
And so by this time, if you haven't made your plans, it becomes a bit challenging to get airfare, accommodations, or car rentals. But we encourage all. I'm sure there are still options available. Even if you have to go through Exuma, like some of us do sometimes, hop on the sheep runner to get there and get back. But it is June 4th to June 7th, and we're expecting an excellent time, lots of boats, and it's going to be a great event.
Ain't no boat will just go there from Nassau?
Well, your boats that go there.
No, absolutely.
But it'll take some time. You don't want to lose no time.
14 to 16 hours, right? I think there's the Maya Dean and one or two others.
Or catch a speedboat down to Exuma and then
hop on the sheep runner.
On the sheep. What is the sheep runner?
Oh, so the sheep runner is since transport is a little difficult, sometime. We got our own little thing going on between Exuma and Long Island. So if we need to go do some business up on Exuma, then there's a boat called the Sheep Runner.
The Sheep Runner will take you to go to the bank.
Yeah, well, and some other things, some other things. Because, sometimes you want to catch a flight, and sometimes we don't get as much flights as we deserve. I try to stay positive. Now, I would have said that type of comment earlier on. I can stay positive. We're not going there today. Yeah. Not going there today. But what I also wanted to mention, while we have representatives of the association on, and Candace, I think you can speak to this. How can people become members of the association? Because it is an association, and you can become a member. We like to have people with your heritage. If you're from Long Island, even if you never stepped foot on the island, but you got the name, you got the blood, you got the feeling, use one of us. Please, Candace, tell the people how they can become a member.
Reach out through social media. Send a request to our email. Our email is longislandersassociation@gmail.com. Again, Long Islanders, plural, association@gmail.com. Reach out to one of your fellow Long Island friends. Say, hey, I would like to come to the next meeting. Please reach out. We're more than happy to have any and everyone from Long Island associated with Long Island. If you want to be from Long Island, come on, come on out, and we're more than happy to support you.
And even if you don't have the heritage and you just love Long Island, we accept you. We accept you.
Okay, I was going to say.
For people like Chester who are married to beautiful Long Island women, we accept you. So all you have to do is
a special hazing process.
No hazing, just love, just love. The thing about it is, the membership application process is really simple. We just have a form you have to fill out.
One big box to check. Do you love Long Island?
It's just it. You gotta love humor. You gotta love the land of the sheep runners, right? But you also, there's a $50 fee attached with it that helps us, again, to raise funds for all of the work that we do throughout the year. Everything costs money, and honestly, life on the Family Islands can be difficult. We're one of those that are further in the south. Do you know it takes almost an hour by plane to get to Long Island? Mm-hmm. Come on, man. So help us to better our beloved Long Island by becoming a member of the association.
And the application process is done online. You can sign electronically. You can send your money transfer, bank transfer information. Everything is done electronically.
And also our monthly meetings are also by Zoom. So we're making this easy for you all. Sorry, I should actually say my official title. I got a title in the association. I am the Public Relations Committee Chairperson. But reach out to us and we will sort you out with membership. But going back to Dwight, I want you just to say it again. Why should people come out to the fair?
There are a couple of reasons why you would want to come out to this fair. First of all, it is the second most popular fair in the country. And I have to say that because your earlier guest from the Red Cross, I have to admit that is the most popular. So we're proud to be number 2 in this case.
There you go.
You will have an exciting time. You will have great food, great entertainment, great drinks. You will get to engage key people from throughout the island. It's always a fun time, and it's actually a build up to the regatta.
Right.
And separate and apart from all of that, it's your opportunity to make a contribution to a very worthy cause. Again, we support so many initiatives throughout the country, not just Long Islanders, mind you, but mostly that's what our primary objective is. So come out to that, and then you have $40,000 in raffle prizes, including a 2025 Kia Jeep. That's another incentive to come out. And so I believe you can ask for more reasons than those. Yeah.
Well, we got 38 reasons to ask to ask more. But tell us more about why should we buy the raffle ticket?
Why should you not buy the raffle ticket?
Oh, I like that.
No, but come on out. It'll be a fantastic event. Again, we have $40,000 in prizes. Again, key prize being a Kia Sonet. You have multiple opportunities to win several electronics, whatever else it may be. Again, bring your mommy, bring your Grammy, bring everyone to be able to support our organization. And again, thank you so much for listening.
And thank you all for coming. Again, this has been Treasurer Dwight Burrows, PR Committee member Candace Knowles from the Long Islanders Association, joining us here on Morning Blend Business here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Don't forget the Long Islanders Association Fair happening this Saturday, 3rd of May, R. M. Bailey Park, starting at 12. Fun for the entire family. Please come out and help us. We would appreciate your support. Look forward to seeing you there.
Absolutely. I couldn't have done that. It's not in me. That was perfect. That was perfect. And I come for the mutton for show.
Yeah, absolutely.
And apparently the comforters.
We'll put yours aside.
I really appreciate that. My foot ain't good for lions, you know? Yeah. Ooh, Morning Blend Business will return on the other side. Stick with us.
And they are coming. They're coming to you for the sunshine, for the dance, and for the play. Long Island breeze, I hear you calling.
At CFAL, we understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both large and small companies. With CFAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and financial stability for years to come. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right pension plan for their employees, and let us help you build a brighter future for your team. Visit us at cfal.com to get started on building wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
The Cable Bahamas group of companies is proud of the incredible work our Alive Fiber technicians and sales representatives do every day on the front line and behind the scenes. To our loyal customers, we thank you for believing in us as we've hit the 20,000 subscriber mark. We couldn't have done it without you. Not with us yet? What are you waiting for? Join the Alive Fiber family today. Visit alivefiber.com to sign up.
Southwest Plaza has so many stores, I've been trying to find a sensible way to list them all. There's CBS Bahamas, the Ashai Institute, BENC Snack World, Bamboo Shack Bahamas, there, the Athlete's Foot and BTC, Games and More, John Bullfine Threads, Alive Bahari, Dairy Queen, 700 Wines and Spirits, Sandy's Clocks and Island Luck, Starbucks and Lowe's Pharmacy, plus Marco's Pizza and Lorraine. Southwest Plaza, what a wide array of stores. Southwest Plaza, stop by today and explore.
With RBC, your ideas become plans.
Your plans become memories.
This is retirement. And your dreams become your life.
Whether it's planning that family vacation, owning your dream home, or retiring comfortably, your ideas are everything. And RBC is here to help make them happen. With RBC, your ideas happen here.
Get ready for the pre-Mother's Day sale at Conant Bahamas, April 16th to May 16th. 35% off everything in the store except the AC units. Enhance your home with beautiful new cabinetry, granite or quartz countertops, PVC and hurricane impact windows, beautiful porcelain tiles, vinyl or laminate flooring. It's a 35% off pre-Mother's Day sale at Conant Bahamas. All locations, Freeport, Nassau, Abaco, and Eleuthera. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And on Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
You work hard for your money, so let your money work hard for you. With as little as $1,000 to start, you can watch your money grow by investing in CFAL's Bahamian dollar and US dollar mutual funds, each tailored to match your unique investment profile. Our expert advisors are dedicated to crafting personalized investment strategies to help you achieve your financial goals. Don't miss out on the chance to earn higher returns on your hard-earned money. Join the thousands of investors who trust CFAL and start your journey toward financial freedom today. Visit us at cfal.com to learn more about our saving and investment options. And let us help you build wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Switch for better when you move your mortgage to Scotiabank. Leave behind that old mortgage plan and open the door to a low interest rate. No payments for up to 2 months and cash back of 2.5% of the mortgage amount up to US $10,000. And guess what? It gets better. Apply for your Scotiabank credit card and enjoy a low 9.99% introductory rate for the first 6 months. Switch for better and upgrade your mortgage today with Scotiabank. Offer ends June 30th, 2022.
Yeah, it's time for your morning business report brought to you by CFAL. There is a need for tax harmonization in the commercial banking sector as the government begins to assess the impact of the domestic minimum top-up tax, given that locally owned banks that do not meet the threshold for DMTT are taxed differently than foreign-owned banks whose global operations make them obligated to pay the 15% DMTT. As chairman of the Clearing Banks Association, Gowan Bowe, telling Guardian Business that Bowe explained that while the government amended the DMTT legislation so that DMTT paid would become a business license tax credit, there still remains some blurred lines in the commercial banking sector because there is a disparity in taxation as a result of the DMTT. And the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and airline Emirates yesterday signed a memorandum of understanding outlining a promotional partnership between the airline and this country that will include campaigns in key markets designed to benefit the Emirates and boost tourist arrivals into the Bahamas, a statement on the signing reveals. And a Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation delegation in India in mid-April was able to help Bahamian firms sign 15 agreements for trade partnerships with various businesses in that Asian country. Dr. Leo Roll, executive director of the BCCEC, told Guardian Business that the delegation led by the chamber included representatives from the Bahamian Contractors Association, a select number of shipping and logistics executives, representatives from the Ministry of Housing, inclusive of Minister Keith Bell, and representatives from the Bahamas Customs Department. The trip was meant to inspect the quality of goods from prospective building suppliers. There were also other industry professionals on the trip who were able to make some business-to-business linkages. And two Bahamian firms have joined forces in the Barbados market with services that complement each other to bring solutions to their clients. Duran Humes, Chief Executive Officer of Plato Alpha, told Guardian Business yesterday that Plato has partnered with PDC Corporate Services Limited for the latter to provide outsourced payroll services to KFC Barbados in an effort for PDC to complement Plato Alpha's already launched TriBlock HR software in the company. Hume said, quote, "We decided to partner with PDC after our introduction into Barbados to assist KFC Barbados with payroll needs. So PDC is going to be providing the service of outsourced payroll to KFC Barbados, and we are pretty much bringing PDC along with us. Two Bahamian companies are expanding outside of the country." And in business news overseas, Ukraine says it is poised to sign a key mineral resources deal with the U.S. on Wednesday. This landmark mineral resources deal with the United States The Ukraine is poised to sign a landmark mineral resources agreement with the United States in Washington on Wednesday. That's according to two senior Ukrainian officials who spoke on condition of anonymity because they weren't authorized to discuss the matter publicly. Economy Minister Yulia Sverdrenko is currently in Washington for the final coordination of the agreement's technical details. The sources said it wasn't immediately clear whether the Trump administration, which has pressed for the agreement to be signed, also was ready to ink the deal. Trump has said that he wants Ukraine's rare earth elements as a condition of further support in its more than 3-year war with Russia. Ukraine has deposits of titanium, which is used for making aircraft wings and other aerospace manufacturing. It also has lithium, key to several current battery technologies, and uranium, used for nuclear power, medical equipment, and weapons. On top of that, it has graphite and manganese, both used in batteries for electric vehicles. And the U.S. economy shrinks 0.3% in the first quarter as Trump trade wars disrupt businesses. The economy shrank at 0.3% at a 3.3% annual pace from January through March, the first drop in 3 years as President Donald Trump's trade wars disrupt business. First quarter growth was slowed by a surge in imports as companies in the United States tried to bring in foreign goods before Trump imposed massive tariffs. The January through March drop in gross domestic product, the nation's output of goods and services, reversed a 2.4% gain in the last 3 months of 2024. Imports grew at a 41% pace, faster since 2020, and shaved 5 percentage points off first quarter growth. Consumer spending also slowed sharply, 1.8% growth from 4% in October through December last year. Federal government spending plunged 5.1% in the first quarter. Forecasters surveyed by the data firm FactSet had, on average, expected the economy to eke out 0.8% growth in the first quarter, but many expected GDP to fall. Financial markets sank on the report. The Dow Jones tumbled 400 points at the opening bell shortly after the GDP numbers were released. The S&P 500 dropped 1.5%, and the Nasdaq Composite fell 2%. That's your morning business report brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. Welcome back to Morning Blend Business here on Guardian Radio 96.9. I'm Chester Robards along with Deandra Cartwright. Switching roles again. I'm back in the driver's seat, I guess. It's because you didn't want to read the morning business report. That's why.
You want me to read what we got inside the paper today? I'll read what we got in the paper today.
I'm kidding. I like this story here. 2 local firms partnering in the Barbados market.
Okay.
And to help KFC Barbados, nonetheless, with their payroll.
Listen,
there's no such a big war throughout the Caribbean. Then who has the best KFC?
Listen, I visited Jamaica recently, right? And they were my friend was telling me that the national dish is KFC. That people actually get upset if they can't get their chicken on Sunday. I was like, it really that bad? They was like, yeah. And then they were like, you have to try our KFC. I was like, well, I don't really like the one home. If that's blasphemy, I'm so sorry, but it's too oily, man. I tried this, man. How they get the KFC fried dry?
Oh yeah,
fried dry in Jamaica, bro. Listen, and it still had the flavor, but it wasn't as oily as the one here.
I'm trying to remember if I had KFC in Jamaica. I'm not sure. I didn't when I was in Barbados. And of course, I was in Barbados with other Caribbean journalists, and one of them had gone to Barbados, and he was from Trinidad, so he said he had to go to KFC to try it. Right. This is what we do. Like we go to other Caribbean countries, and we're like, we got to go to KFC and try it. Mm-hmm. I've had KFC from Trinidad.
Me too.
And
it was okay.
It was okay. Yeah. So I wonder though, are our taste buds biased? Because
our taste buds biased in our own country, because then they say the KFC on Grand Bahama tastes better than the KFC here.
See, now we can't have a war.
No, but that's what I'm saying. We are biased.
A civil war about KFC now.
But that's the truth here. But I will say, when I was in Barbados, I didn't have the opportunity to try the KFC there. I fell in love with this place called Chefette. So, yeah.
So I had Chefette in Barbados.
How did you think Chefette's was? Sorry, folks, listen, Chefette's is, oh, look, our producer has also had Chefette's.
So
listen, so Chefette's is it's like a Bajan, I wouldn't say a fast food place, but essentially that's what it is, right? Food, but you got like roti and thing like that, and it's really good. It's good to the point where they have it at the airport where you can take it with you when you travel, so you can freeze your things or whatnot like that. So it's really good, and they have vegan, vegetarian, all types of different meat options for their rotis and whatnot. So
I had Chefette on the last night, and so I mean it was good. What I had was really good, and I really enjoyed it. Wish I would have had some more. What I really enjoyed though.
Why is somebody saying Bamboo Shack is better than Chefette's? I mean, it depends on what you're trying to get. Listen,
I hate to use the word troll, but that's a troll.
It depends on what you're trying to say. Bamboo Shack is good for chicken and fries. They're good for chicken. No.
And Chefette don't sell as far as I know.
That's what I'm saying. And so Chefette don't sell necessarily the same thing. So for Bahamian fast food, yes, nobody, in my opinion, can beat Bamboo Shack, right? For quote unquote Bahamian fried fast food. Because where else you getting the chicken in the bag from? But I mean, you used to have dirties, but I know.
Let me tell you. I was talking about Barbados yesterday, I think, and just development throughout the Caribbean,
right?
And how things look, and I think it's the same thing for Jamaica for me. and how I think we are developing at a slower pace than countries that we look down on in the Caribbean.
No, facts, actually. Facts. But because again, that same trip I just had a couple of weeks ago, whatnot, we were in Kingston, but we were also visiting several of the parishes, right? And all I could think of it as I'm driving through, I'm like, these folks are more self-sufficient than we are as a country, right? And we are import heavy, obviously, but they are producing. Not only they have their infrastructure is solid in most cases, right?
Yeah.
Again, in the more highly populated area, as in almost every country, you still have your rural areas that will not be as developed as others. So let's just get that out of the way. I'm not saying that every part of Jamaica is heavily developed. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that for several industries, they are producing. They literally do not import quite a bit of items, and we're not there yet. We're not there when it comes to the availability of certain products. Because if it is that we don't have imports given week or whatnot, we only have a certain amount of food on this island to feed our people. I mean, everything from the water, from the coconut water to the snacks to the, what is it they were also producing? Different types of oils, soaps, gas. I was like, my goodness, what don't y'all do?
When I took off from Barbados, I got in at night, so I couldn't see the island. But when we took off, there's an impressive amount of agricultural land in the center of the island. And I was like, wow, that's pretty good.
Because they have a high number of folks who farm. And again, when we if we were to compare ourselves to other Caribbean countries, our people, first of all, before I even make that comment, first of all, shout outs and kudos to all of our Bahamian farmers. Because you're doing an incredible job with the limited resources that may be available to you and the limited support that you may have. You're doing a great job. So I just want to put that out there, especially our farmers on the family islands that are trying to make it happen without the support that may have been present there decades ago. And that's just me, again, as a bias, as a Long Island girl, and seeing really how the farming industry has fallen down from when I was a child to now. And I stand on that. Until it gets better, I stand on the fact that we have not improved the situation for our farmers. We have not. But notwithstanding the fact that they are trying, when we look at other Caribbean countries, man, there's more support for our for their farming industries. Like, they literally produce so much. But I think, it goes back to a cultural mindset too, Chester, honestly. It goes back to a mindset.
Well, also, and I guess we're trying to fix this now, but manufacturing on this particular island and other islands is difficult when you don't have a electricity supply that's reliable. And so why would you even bother in some instances, right? This person, somebody texting and saying we don't manufacture to the scale of other Caribbean nations because our cost of shipping is significantly less. So shipping cost is a natural barrier to imports.
I mean, that's a valid point. It is indeed. But I think let's take a step back from the cost of shipping and looking at the cost of shipping on its own, right? And looking at that in the context of trying to be self-sustainable, right? So if we go by the cost of things, it's not necessarily the cost. It's the reality that because we rely so much on shipping being so cheap that it has negatively impacted our ability to be self-sustaining.
But the thing about producing things and shipping costs is one thing, but we also have tariffs again. We pay import duties on these things. It's not cheap when it gets here.
Import duty and VAT. And that VAT again when you buy it.
And then you have to pay the shippers, and so those costs build up, right? And you're paying VAT on the shipping and all kinds of other things.
And do the subsidies still exist for foreign imported goods? Because I think, not going to go. Should we open that can of worms today? But anyway.
So let's look at something I brought in that cost me $124, right? I paid $80 to the shippers for something I paid $120 for. Wow. Something I paid what's that? What percentage of what I paid for those things is $80? That is crazy.
No, because again, when we look at how we make money inside this country, it goes back to trying to fill the gaps by creating industries where they shouldn't be so reliant to produce money. Customs being one of those things, right? So because we're making money in other areas, we got to make it up somewhere else. So if we can bring in things, for sure you can bring in something.
Correct.
That's where it comes in.
And that's why the cost of living is so high in the country.
If you literally look at the prices of things before you bring them in, like Dwight and I were joking about this, I think, the back end of last year, and we actually started doing it. We just haven't publicized it and whatnot. But the cost of bringing things in varies depending on the company, varies depending on the time. It has so many different variables, right? What we are saying is that if we could produce the things ourselves, then we're not only are we saving ourselves in the long run when it comes times of biting that tangibly, but with things like trade wars, et cetera, happening, we don't have to worry about external forces. It's already here. And potentially, if we invest in it to the point where we can actually produce on it, where we have a surplus, then we can export. When we look at what we export, it's very limited. It is very limited compared to other Caribbean islands.
Yeah. This person texting and saying they manufacture. Our problem here is scale. And people say if you're not scaling to include the tourism industry, then you really can't make money on certain things.
That was a conversation that they had, I think, when the folks from agriculture came on a couple months ago, because we have to be able to produce for the tourists visiting, et cetera, et cetera. But again, at the same time, you got to start from somewhere.
Yeah. They also said you can't compare a personal shipment to a container. But my gripe is with the cost to bring certain things in. Like the duties are very high. 45% is a high price to pay for anything.
No, but you pay 45%, and then if that is getting into a company, right? That company has to add a percentage on it to make a profit.
Right. But then also you got to pay VAT on the duty as well.
So even if it's duty free, you got to pay VAT. I don't think people actually realize that. If something is duty free, you still got to pay VAT.
That's right. Yeah.
I was staring at my customs receipt, right? When I saw that, I was like, my Lord, do we understand just how much we get taxed? We may not have income tax, but do we understand how much we get taxed? And I'm still asking, where do we see?
And this person says, so duty or income tax? Well, we got VAT. That's working pretty good.
I know. I think we got to call it.
And if we get income tax, maybe we could get money back later on.
But we still waiting to see how VAT performing, no? I haven't seen the income tax. I haven't seen nothing but the income tax until we see everything about VAT. And we've been waiting over 10 years now, eh?
Let's see what this caller is saying. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend Business. You there?
Hi, Chester. How you doing?
Good.
So we are in the agro processing business, and I agree with you with the bringing in the raw material like packaging material, bottles, bottle packaging material. We pay full duty on those, and yes, they are. We can go through the ministry and get exemption on them, but it's by case basis. And believe you me, there's huge opportunities for us to grow this cottage industry sector, because it's linked to the tourists. The tourists want something unique. As a matter of fact, we are now competing with the fellow Indians downtown that making products in Jamaica and putting Bahamas on it. You know, and it's ridiculous. How are we going to ever grow this sector when we got nobody trying to stop it?
We got stuff coming from Jamaica, though, or is it all coming from China?
It's coming from Jamaica. Oh. They're making some products in Jamaica and putting Bahamas on it, like it's made in the Bahamas.
I saw.
You know, so what of us who in this area want also to go to another Caribbean country and bring it in, and but we have to stick to, really want to grow the sector. I think it's a niche area, but we need the minister to look at how they're going to help the sector to really grow.
Yeah.
And we've been in it for a long time. I mean, we export some of our products, right? But it's so much more we could do.
Tell me about the export side of it, because I understand it's very expensive to send stuff out of the country as well.
Well, now we have to pay that 10% what President Trump put on our condiments and spices going in to the U.S.
Right. Okay.
We've been exporting for quite some time. And we work with people in the States that would buy it.
Can you say what business it is?
We the Vanyas. I don't know. if you know.
Okay, yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah. So we and the reason we got into business, we wanted to create a brand that not just represent us, but represent our country.
Yeah.
We've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
We've been doing it for years. And I remember when we started, people was telling us, you can't make that. Get out of my shop talking about you making stuff. But we stuck with it. And we do get the supports from the hotels, etc. Because the truth is that they're really excited about getting something that's locally made.
Yeah.
But when people's going to make it in another country and put Bahamas on it like it's made here, how would we want to grow that sector?
Yeah. Quite right.
So we need to look at it and remove all the duties on the packaging material. Look at who in the sectors and help them scale. That's how we can do this.
Yeah.
That we can export a lot of the stuff. Jamaica's doing more than $1 billion in their such export all around the world.
Yeah.
We can do the same.
Mm-hmm.
We get proximity right to the U.S. And the shipping to the U.S. is cheap to get it from the Bahamas because they go back empty.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, thanks, man.
Appreciate the call. Yeah, thanks for giving some clarity to that. Somebody texted in and said, you now pay 100% in taxes to import products. It used to be 50% or so. Interesting. I don't know. This person says the reason why farming and agriculture is not attractive in the Bahamas is because when a certain party came to power, Bahamas were told everyone is going to be lawyers and doctors. Is that what happened? I don't know.
I mean, that sounds about right. I may not have been alive during that time, so I give somebody an idea as to when that thought was started to circulate.
Right. Fix it, Jesus, is all I could say. But I wanted to say about our development. When I went to Jamaica, pulled up at the gas station, and somebody brought a card processing machine to me at the pump. Like they had it on their waist in a little holster. I was like, what are we doing in the Bahamas? Because there's no reason I should still have to walk out of the car, go inside to process my credit card in the gas station.
Listen, that just happened to me the other day, right? I'm so used at this particular gas station to going in. They brought the machine, and I was shocked.
Yeah, I've seen it happen now. But
right. No, but what I'm saying is that why are we still shocked in 2025 as one of the more quote-unquote richer Caribbean countries? Come on, people. What are we doing?
And our credit card machine is still going down all over the place.
Well, what could we say?
Anyway, that's our show for the day. I am free.
You are free. Dwight Strachan is returning tomorrow, is it?
Yes.
Oh, we hope y'all have enjoyed your time with Chester filling in for Dwight.
It's been a pleasure, really. It has.
He's been doing a great job, actually.
Thank you, DeAndre. You've been doing a good job. How about that? We appreciate it. Morning Blend Business on the clock with Aaron Green is up next. You guys be good to each other. God bless. Take care of each other, Bahamas. DeAndre, thank you again.
Thank you, Chester. Y'all have a good one.
Have a great day.